Jackson Radio Show.
Welcome back, everybody. Kevin Jackson here. It's a Kevin Jackson Show. KJRadio.com. You having fun? I hope you're having fun. We are talking about the craziness of leftism. It approaches you just minute by minute, day by day. I don't know how many things I could talk to you about that showcase the lunacy of leftism. You send me notes all the time. Kevin, did you see this story? Did you see that? You hear about this? Hey, Kevin, check it out. Blah, blah, blah. You know, you tell me whether you're teachers, your firemen, your police officers, the corruption on the left, how these guys promise to protect you. They do none of it. They're so caught up in all these other issues that they find are important because they want to change the way we think. They want to, mold our minds to believe as they do. See, I'm old school. And that doesn't mean that I'm an idiot. It doesn't mean that I'm stuck in a particular way. It just means that I have framed my ideas, the things that I believe are the constructs of my life, and I'm cool with that. You would think the left would be happy about that. Young brother grew up in the country, little old country bumpkin, lost his mom at an early age, dad in prison, but he did okay. He formulated these ideas. He doesn't hurt anybody. He's just out there living the dream, living life in a good way. But you look up and they're like, oh, you're not a Democrat. You didn't vote for Obama. And suddenly you don't think the way other black folks think? We thought we trained you better, boy. And then they get after me. They want to get me back on the plantation. Put me back in chains. Yeah, that dude that made Durbin makes the comment that chain migration is demeaning to blacks. You would think that Durbin would go when Donald Trump says we don't want any chain migration. That means we don't want any slavery. But no, Durbin, that's going to scare black people. We can't say that. Hey, Dick, I don't need your help. Black folks don't need your help. The word chain does not scare me. We wear chains around our neck. I mean, I want you to think about the ridiculous nature of that comment. The chain migration thing is supposed to get... Oh, that could be offensive to black people. Black people might be scared. It's so insulting that I don't understand how the Republicans don't build... I would build an entire media around how insulting the left is on things like this. When Biden talked about putting us back, they're going to change, all right. They're going to put y'all back in chains. And everybody's like, ooh, in the audience. Dumb, silly Negroes agree. They're going to put y'all back in chains. I would have looked up to Biden and said, I'd like to see him try. You think I'm ever going back in chains? You must be out of your ever-loving mind to think I will ever be anybody's slave. It'll never happen in a million years. And it won't happen to kids or grandkids or cousins or anybody else in my family. It's not going to happen. We will never be slaves. Unless we follow you clowns, then maybe. I just want to go back to a time where to what I remember things to be. And it isn't that I'm not ready to make any. I told you guys before, when I was a kid growing up, I didn't understand. I just knew they were gay funny. My grandmother called them funny people, these gay folks. And I knew I wasn't one, and I didn't want to be one. It wasn't that I didn't want to be around them. I had a friend of his name was Ernest, white dude, and Ernest is undoubtedly somebody's boyfriend today. I mean, there's not even a question in my mind. He's somebody's boyfriend. There are people that I suspected were not, they did not think the way I thought about sexuality, but I didn't care. Ernest was one of my buddies. We lived in a little town called Voca, right outside of Brady, the big metropolis of Brady, population 5,557. But we lived in Voca, population 13. And so we rode the bus together. All of us, these kids that lived in Voca. It was probably population 100 or something, but it was little town. And so I saw Ernest every day, and he talked like this, and he was Gomer Pyle, he was Jim Neighbors, like little buddy. He's very, oh my gosh, and I knew something was different about it, but it didn't matter. He was still my friend, and I haven't spoken to Ernest since I left the little town. But if I saw him today, I would with this guy, I would be just as excited to see Ernest as if I had seen him on the bus. Well, I'd be more excited because I saw him on the bus every day. But you get what I'm saying. Don't try to mess with me. So, I don't know. I don't want to say old school in a bad way because there's nothing wrong with our sensibilities. There's nothing wrong with me saying, I knew there was something funny about Ernest. I didn't want to live his life, but Ernest had his life to live. I didn't care. I think that's the way most people grow up until you get into this liberal vortex of, you better think like this or we will pound you. So now where are we at? Kevin, where are you headed with all this? The Kevin Jackson Show. By the way, KJRadio.com, 844-551-8255. You go to KJRadio.com, you can get these segments anytime you want, 24/7, day or night, on demand. Liberals like that. They like to demand stuff. Get it on demand. It's at your call. My show is at your beck and call. Kevin, you said such and such. I had a guy write to me, says, Kevin, you had a dude on your show that was about blankety blank, this, that, and the other. And I went, no, that was not me. And then he wrote me back. It was a St. Louis market. He wrote me back. He goes, oh, sorry, that was Chris Arps. I look nothing like that, brother. Nothing. I'm way too pretty. Oh, but it was radio. Sorry. Anyway, here's what I want to talk about. First, Transgender Playmate. This happened a while back. And when I saw this, I was like, what has America become? Thailand? As Maury might say of Obama, you are the father. Now, for those wondering the impact of leadership on a country, look no further than the policies of Barack Obama. He put America so far forward that transsexuals no longer knew what bathroom to use. They've been using the bathroom for decades, for centuries, coming up to the point of Barack Obama, and he moved them forward to the point of, I don't know, which one do we use? Maybe we need our own. Look, I'm all for equality, but it shouldn't be based on sexuality. So when Playboy succumbed to this flavor of progressivism, I just said to myself, where are we? Where are we as a country? This story was in Breitbart. Playboy magazine announced its November issue will feature magazine's first transgender playmate, French model Inez Rowe. And here's what Inez, the model, said. It's how I celebrated my coming out, actually. I took that chance and then I signed with an agency. And so my first thought when I was thinking about, here's a transsexual that's going to be on Playboy, because quite frankly, I don't really care. There's got to be a magazine for transsexuals where they go, tranny out or whatever. And they go, hey, here we are, boom, boom, boom. And for the record, probably gorgeous. I've watched Maury, those shows where you got to pick, is it a man or is it a woman? And I in full disclosure, I get it wrong a lot. I know. And I'm so do you. Don't even front out there. If you've ever watched those shows, if you're a dude, you are not 100%. I don't know a guy on the planet. You'd have a better chance picking the winner of the Final Four next year, right now, or, this coming up in March Madness, than you would getting even over 80% on Maury. I'm telling you, you can't tell. These people are just like, what? What can I get a what? But here's what I was thinking. Can't men have anything, doggone it? We had Playboy as a kid growing up, the centerfold, Playmate of the Month was always some hot girl and catering to us. Why is it that the transsexual community can't get its own call it play tea instead of Playboy, play tea. Get your own magazine, and you guys, go do your thing. I do not want, and I think that, and people out there listening, okay, what, you don't want to appreciate the beauty of a transsexual? That's not what I said. Not at all. I told you, on Maury, I'm often fooled. They're beautiful, but they're boys. They're boys. And I can appreciate, it's like looking at a handsome guy. One of my best friends is one of the most handsome guys on the planet. Boy, Kirby's a good looking guy, but I've never wanted to see him as a centerfold. So what's the deal? Oh man. So Hugh Hefner dies. The very next month, what do they do? Playboy goes, well, it's an honor to Hugh Hefner the dude who had nothing but beautiful starlets in Playboy Mansion. We're going to put a transsexual on the cover of Playboy. Woohoo! And again, I'm not trying to be a prude. I'm just saying there's got to be a magazine for that. It's like the left say we got to ruin every tradition. And for the record, I haven't looked at a Playboy centerfold in ages. And I'm at a point where I wouldn't even encourage kids to do it. Okay? But they probably do. I mean, you're going to eventually have to confront sexuality. But I'm saying, why can't there just be something that, and if you're going to have it, it should be, okay, here's a coming of age thing for young boys who know they're boys. Where's that gone? Yikes.
Kevin Jackson
on the Black Sphere Radio Network.
Do you owe back taxes to the IRS or state? The secret to avoiding the IRS nightmare is to seek professional representation. My friends at Security Tax Associates provide the most cost-effective and ethical representation in the industry while helping to avoid seizures, levies, and wage garnishments. Security Tax Associates is here to ensure that the appropriate steps are taken to permanently eliminate any possibility of future tax burdens once and for all. For a free, no-obligation consultation, contact Security Tax Associates, 844-779-4177. That's 844-779-4177. 844-779-4177. Or visit them at securitytaxassociates.com.